Are you going for some crazy speed training today?
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's trying to look big.
Oh man. So what just happened? What did I just do?
Yeah, we came up with some interesting stuff. So
No, I gotta go get gas, just like anybody else. 15 miles left. Not gonna make it to Dallas National. I mean, we could. Just happens to be.
but we need to get gas.
So that's the thing too. It's like being like lively, and everybody's like, "Okay, guys, so let's do the." It's like it's not real
No,
life.
I'm getting gas.
It's not real life. I'm getting gas. Whatever, right? People gotta realize like live life just like everybody else. Oh, it said leave it inserted. See, I had the same issues.
Did it
Leave
equal?
card inserted. I didn't leave it inserted. Boom, I'll leave it inserted. No, I'm kidding. I can't say that. Some good music going now.
We're challenging your favorite drivers to the
All right.
Shake it,
always
shake it,
always
shake
shake
it.
it off. See, no drip. $87. Sweet. I'm roasted, guys. I'm actually super dead. I woke up this morning. I felt really good, but it's like everything's tired. My CNS is all tired. Everything's done. So today it's more just like going through the motions. Maybe just getting a little bit of motion through, a little fast, but not pushing speed. Still going to golf balls. You still got to, because if you don't like hit golf balls or whatever, your body's gonna eventually start to slow down again. I know that for a fact. Bryce took 5 days off, and yeah, he still had it, but he could barely get to like 205 to 208.
True.
He got to 208. He was rusty. Yeah, it's crazy when you don't speed train and you don't like at least golf and practice. You lose it quick, man. I don't understand it. Like in Germany, you guys obviously have the Autobahn, and you guys respect the rules of the road, where the left's in the fast lane, the right's for slowing. And
it's a little bit different.
It's totally different. It makes no sense. It's so frustrating and disappointing that Americans, they don't have the ability to just see their situation, understand it, and go, okay, I need to let people pass because I'm not going as fast. It's not a like a higher powerarchy sort of thing. It's literally just respect for people that want to do other things. Okay, I'm tolerant. I am tolerating whatever you want to do, and that's the crazy thing about the world right now is like there's no tolerance anymore. That's political, but
It's very political. But interestingly, in Germany, we move over to the right when we're not overtaken, and this is not happening in the U.S.
Not at all. No. And that's funny. Like I'm a very tolerant human being when I understand people's situations, and I respect it. It's just frustrating to see that Americans don't have the ability to sometimes just see in their situation.
So how do you start off? What iron is that? Is that a wedge?
Oh, usually when I'm speed training, I'll just go straight to driver, but today I'm working on my golf swing, so it's going to be wedge. Start off with 58, just trying to.
Anything specific you're doing, or do you just go by feel?
I'm working on some thoughts that I had last night, like in my sleep, in that REM sleep area, or just as I'm about to go to sleep. I'm thinking about the golf swing, what makes sense.
Do you go through the motions too?
Oh,
like
yeah,
speed motions?
In my head, I'm feeling everything.
Yeah.
I'm sensing how the club should move.
So I feel like there is something to it when you don't speed train and you feel completely wrecked from the last couple of days, but you go through the motions, you try some different things, and today we're actually not having a launch monitor with us, so we don't care about the ball speed numbers. We just go by feel and see how certain moves feel, how certain elements of the golf swing can be changed or not, and well, that's exactly what Bryson is doing right now, and he's doing it with a wedge.
9-iron now.
9-iron.
It works. Because if I get too close to the ball, I can't go inside out. So my brain naturally goes outside in. So usually that's why in long drive when I'm going up, I start hitting the ball really good because my head height is at a certain place where it makes sense for me to go inside out. Long story short, I figured something out for me.
So are you discussing all of this stuff with Chris too?
Oh yeah.
To confirm?
Every day. But I don't really talk about it too much. I mean, I'm literally going through everything in my head
Sure.
every day as much as possible, whether it's attributed to power or it's in relation to power or accuracy. Going through everything.
How do you know it works?
Because it's starting out to the right and drawing back to the exact point at which I'm trying to get the ball to land. By the way, do you have your irons de-lofted correctly?
Not enough.
Well,
I'm like 1 degree strong. Should be a lot more.
I want you to actually hit a couple golf balls and see some spin rates,
Yeah.
and then I'll go change the loft for you. So you
Yeah.
know what to do when you get back home.
True.
That'll actually be really helpful for you.
Yeah. So my lofts are definitely not strong enough. I know that I actually have to.
I need to change my lofts too, by the way, right now. I've already gotten faster, so I do need to change my lofts as well. Like my 9-iron spinning at 9,000. I need to be spinning at 8,000 with these speeds. Once you start getting the club over like 105 miles an hour to the ball like 110 with irons, things start going crazy.
And that's so interesting because people are saying like, oh, these irons are like jacked and loft and blah, blah. But it's actually just a matter of fitting. They fit correctly and produce the right spin rates, because when you get faster, you'll produce more spin. And that's actually only moving the ball more up in the air and not moving forward. So, well, is it loft jacking? I believe it's more like a fitting. And the number on the bottom of your club is actually just a number.
I see the difference now. So what I just did, so how I check motion, if I have a thought process, I'll go to one side of the spectrum and then the other side of the spectrum as well. So let's say, for example, I need to keep head height. I had an idea of keeping head height to get the club more inside. Well, I do the head height thing for a couple swings. So I'm up in the air a little bit taller. Okay, that works. It's correcting the ball flight. It's correcting the ball flight. And then what I do is I go do the exact opposite. So I go close to the ball and see if it creates that previous ball flight that was not good. I don't know if you guys saw that or see that.
Probably not.
So for example, when I'm swinging, I don't know what I was doing, but I had a thought that keeping my head higher would allow me to come more inside out and draw the ball better. It did on the first few shots. I'm like, okay, let's go try the opposite, which is putting my head down. So I put my head down, and sure enough, I hit that same miss-hit cut shot.
And it went
that
right?
I've been hating. Yeah, like at the range the other day, I was miss-hitting it a little bit, and it went right. So I found it.
So when you've been talking to your coach, Chris Como, about it, did he agree that that's exactly the motion that's creating that ball flight in theory?
It could be in theory. Yeah, it's all theory. You're all thinking about like what theoretically could make this club do this or that or etc. You go try it, you see if it works, you do both sides of the coin, see where it fits into the puzzle, you move on with the best fit piece. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You keep trying to think of different things. Sometimes you'd be stuck for hours, days, years even. Like I was stuck for years not understanding what to do. And then over the course of time, I start finally solidifying it and resolving the situation and testing it. And
do you feel like you have more eureka moments lately because you know how to process through it?
yes, so I have got baselines of code. It's like in a computer. I've got baselines of code that I can always go back to. I know that the whole app itself works, but trying to fine tune the app and make it special and unique and different and repeatable and the best app out there, you need to have incredible lines of code. And sometimes those code lines get very intricate and difficult and detailed. And when one little thing gets off, you can mess the whole code up. So you got to kind of wipe the unique code and go back to your basic, I guess you could say profile of code and go off of that again and restart again. So I'm always trying to refine code or add to it or take some away that didn't work and add to the system to make the app work really, really well, or my body work really, really well.
Where do you feel it right now?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
My hands, my butt, my trunk. My body's telling me no, but my mind's telling me yes. Occam's razor. Sometimes the simplest answer is the best answer.
What are you doing right now? Yeah, doing the elbow through impact motion that I'm trying to implement into my golf swing and also long drive swing eventually, because chasing speed is great, and I'll be doing it from the second half of December again to amp up for the season. But right now I want to change a couple things in my golf swing to even hit more balls on the grid. I mean, it's not like I hit a lot of OB sets, but the more balls you hit in the grid, the more chances you have for good bounces and good balls. So that's what I'm working on. Just keep the elbow towards impact through impact. Towards target through impact.
And how does that feel when you do it right? Does it feel comfortable? Is it?
Absolutely, it feels so smooth. It feels like nothing. So usually, it's interesting. So for me, when I've changed things in my golf swing, there's always been a self-organization aspect to it too. So when I've nailed that certain aspect, the rest of my body usually follows. And well, it just feels effortless. It just feels like nothing. And especially, I mean, this is an accuracy thing, but also in terms of speed, when you nail a certain motion, you see that ball speed go up. It's like, it doesn't feel like you've hit it hard or something. It's like a natural thing. It almost feels like a natural thing. Go in. 2 feet.
So what just happened? What did I just do?
Yeah, we came up with some interesting stuff. So we've been discussing the loft, right? And that fast guys actually need lower lofts, and that it's a matter of fitting. And Bryson lowered my loft by like how many degrees?
I lowered it by 5 degrees. So he was spinning his 9-iron when he was drawing it at 10,000 RPM.
10,000.
Which is way too much.
Right here on that shot, we're on like 88, which is very, very high for this. So I've been in the 7s, right? So that 9-iron now goes how far? Like 190 and 196.
So he was just hitting it 170, 165, but with the right launch and spin, he's now got 200 yards out of it.
I can try to keep it lower even. Like that one.
49 ball speed.
That's spinning.
111.
It might be lower.
8,000. So that's perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Look how far that went. 203, 202. Yeah. That's not loft jacking. That's fitting the clubs.
Exactly. It's fitting, right? And the number on the bottom of your club, it doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
Right?
It says 9-iron.
It says 9-iron, but it's my like 200-yard club.
Yep, that's all it is.
Whatever.
Yep.
It's very, very interesting. And obviously, what we've also been discussing is like cuts tend to, especially with
they spin a lot more. So show them a cut,
more,
show them a cut,
right?
and show them a draw.
That was actually a pull, but it should spin more though.
Yeah, 9,500.
9.5.
And then hit a draw.
And now a draw. It's 8.2.
Yep. So it changes.
It's a huge difference. And even when you go at the extremes, right, it could be 10,500 on the 9-iron for a cut and like 7.5 on a draw. And that changes the distance actually. And
a lot.
Do you control your distances by shot shaping?
That's it. It absolutely is a part of how far the ball goes. So that's why I don't cut it very often, because I can't play it.
Okay.
It's almost impossible for me to play it unless I want to hit it 35 yards shorter.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting. But there are certain situations you need to cut for, right?
You have to. But you have to go up and club. We have to know how much distance it's going to drop based on spin rate.
Bryson, do you think I should go like -5 degrees throughout the whole bag now?
All I want you to do is go to a loft
Yeah.
that makes it 1,000 RPMs less than the standard stock normal spin rates.
Okay.
So whatever that loft is, right now you have a baseline of 5, I would say.
Yeah.
Right, and you can go off of that with all your other clubs.
But on the short irons, you probably need a bit more
Potentially.
compared to the like,
Potentially.
like a 3-iron.
Just
But
make
I
sure
have
it
to play around
fits.
with it.
Yeah, you have to mess around with it.
Yeah, I do have a live loft machine, so I can easily do it.
Just go through your set and find out 1,000 RPMs less with everything.
And also, by the way, it does change speed. So I mean, lower lofts change speed.
Makes it go faster too.
Absolutely.
Which is great for it's a win-win when you get
Absolutely.
faster.
Exactly. You get faster plus less spin equals more distance.
Yep.
Period.
Show off. That was okay. Not that great. 145.
No.
113 swing speed with an iron, by the way. That's people's driver swing speeds.
That's true. Not hitting it hard either. So, I mean, I could potentially try to
Yeah, just give a little something for the crowd.
like try to whack it a little more.
Just a little. Ooh, man, 53. 117 swing speed.
What's the spin rate on that one? Let's see.
So again, when you get to these speeds, look what happens to the ball. That's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
But it's still, that's a huge draw.
Yeah.
And it was 8,400. That went up, right? So over the course of time,
Sure,
you're
yeah.
gonna have to loft jacket even more.
Absolutely. The question is, I mean, you got to find your gapping, right? Because
Have to.
especially when you go faster, your gapping will be bigger. So you got to have
Well,
those
not
fine
necessarily.
lines, right? How do you control that?
For me, guys, I only have like a 20-yard increase in my gappage between the different clubs, or 20-yard difference between the clubs. It used to be 15, so the gap is just getting a little bit bigger, but it's still spaced out about 20 yards.
Interesting.
It was 13 to 15, now it's 20.
And you dial that in by changing loft to change speed and spin.
You got it.
How are you right?
Extremely right.
For you and your game, by the way. Absolutely massive. This is what I figured out that I can give to the long drive community. I can't give them speed, but I can give them this insight.
So perfect.